Hello everyone, welcome to the corner. Got a little hot rod to show off here tonight. Some of you may have seen this body. If any of you thumb around on Jimmy Flintstone's website, you may have seen this on there. It's a Hot Rod 40 Ford body. This is done by Jimmy Flintstone. Not to toot my own horn or nothing, but I did the I did the original one for him. I had a Revell 40 Ford that I wanted to do this car with, and through chopping the body and everything and getting it all set to do this dragster with, he saw the body at one of our AMG model car club nights. I didn't have the wheel arch cut into it. It was just a straight solid body, because at that point in time I didn't know where I wanted to put the wheels or where the body was going to sit for the center of the wheel to line up, and so on. But when he saw the car sitting on the table, he wanted to cast it, so I sent it his way, and he cast it and sent me home with a couple copies of it. This is the original, one of the copies that he did off the molds. When he pulled the mold, and when he pulled the plug out of the body, when he made the mold on it, it cracked the roof on both A pillars and then across one of the B pillars. So the body, the original body, I can't think of it tonight. The main body, the one that I did the original off of, it broke into, the roof came off of it. So he gave me a couple of the resin copies just to kind of play with. Like I said, this is I can't get it off. This is the resin body. This was, like I say, the 40 Ford kit that when I started it out. I had a drawing of a car that I wanted to do, and the pencil art of it, mimicked what this car looks like, and that's what I wanted to kind of go off of. It was the artwork and build a model of the car. I want to say the chassis, if I remember right, the chassis is out of one of the Tony Nancy cars. I'm not quite sure on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know I pulled the scoop out of the Tony Nancy car, and I think the engine came out. I'm pretty sure the chassis is too, but I can't remember. The car is painted with a red flag. I forget the name of the color. Hold on one second. It's a Krylon color called Banner Red. And you can't see it too well. But the car was painted with that color, and then I shot a metal flake clear over top of it to come up with the flake that you see in it. Pretty heavy on the flake. Me, along with a lot of hot rodders and customizers, I like flake. More flake the better sometimes, but anyway, this decal and one on the roof were custom made for one of my show rods that I built years ago, the Blue Max show rod. I have to pull that out someday and show it off a little bit. But these decals, the guy added in with a sheet when he made up my the namesake for the car. He just threw these in just to kind of fill up the sheet and whatever else. But chassis is pretty much straightforward right out of the box. The silver inside the interior of the seat, the parachute, are silver Sharpie marker, just over flat black. I like to use, for whatever reason, the silver Sharpie marker. I've used different markers, the Sharpie markers, for different types of work. But the silver Sharpie over flat black comes out almost like an aluminum, and it's pretty decent looking color when it's done. I also use this for trim work and stuff like that when I don't want to bare metal foil something and I'm looking to just throw something together quick. I'll use this, throw it on there, what have you. But supercharger is bottle paint, Tamiya color. The engine block is the same Banner Red from Krylon. no flake over the engine, just right straight out of the rattle can. The fuel line is a piece of a tether for like a pair of earplugs from work, where I work at. I've had a few people say that that's a little too large a diameter for a fuel line, but I don't know, it's pretty close enough for me. If you ever been around a top fueler, you know they drink a lot of fuel. The bigger the fuel line, probably the better anyway. But yeah, I've done a few bodies for Jimmy. I thought about pulling another one out, bringing it up this past weekend and showing it off, but I left it it's still down at the house. I've done, I think, 6 bodies for him so far, this being the one. A couple times he's seen a few of my things sitting in primer on the table there at AMG, and he thought, "Ooh, you got to send that to me." So I get it to him, and he casts it off and throws it in his product line. And my Dodge wagon is one of them. My shop truck's one, and the Pontiac El Camino that I built, I call it Pancho Mino. That's one of the ones that he's cast. And 56 Chevy hardtop and whatever. But he's got a few of mine in his product line. It's kind of cool to have him do it. Back when I lived down home, he was kind of in my backyard anyway. I only live probably 25 minutes from where his shop is, where he lives at. Been down there a few times, visited with him, hanging out at the shop and talking shop with him and whatever else. But a couple other colors I use too are these the Sharpie bronze and then brass. These colors work really nice for carburetors, if you're detailing carburetors. You can also use them on like supercharger housings if you want more of that the Dow 5 look, or whatever you want to call it. The older nostalgia, the vintage type superchargers came in the older, like the bronze and the not tungsten, but I forget what you want to call it, type metal. But anyway, I mean, these are just different colors that you can, detail with, and I've used these on quite a few different cars just to kind of touch up something, really quick. The Fink car, the 64 T-Bolt Pro Mod that I'm building right now, has the gold or the brass on the carburetors, and it also has the silver Sharpie for the valve covers, the intake runner, and a couple other parts on it. Like I say again, these are just quick, easy ways to color your car, and quick out of the box, just something to get some color on it, and you ain't got to worry about cleaning up a paintbrush and spilling paint bottles and all that fun, happy stuff. But like I say, I just wanted to build just something fun, just something cool. I'm not only into customs, as you probably are finding out through my channel here, but I'm also a big rig freak, and I'm also a drag car nut. I like all three of them. And well, yeah, KW frame sitting in the background. Just about every video now. It hasn't really progressed any further, but maybe some year it will, huh? But yeah, like I say, that's just the Resin 44 that Jimmy Flintstone now has in his, well, he's had it for a couple years now in his product line. I've had a couple of my friends in the model car clubs that have bought these bodies from him, done their own version on what they thought they wanted to do with it, and they've come out pretty cool. Russ has done, a friend of mine named Russ, he's done one. He put it on like a dirt car, modified dirt car body or chassis, made it into a modified dirt car. It came out pretty cool. And I've seen this body, and I was also seeing my 57 Chrysler wagon that I did at a few different shows. I've seen a couple of my things done up at a couple of different shows, and I thought it's pretty cool to be able to see that other people are interested in what I've done, and then plus two, seeing what they've kind of done with their own interpretation of it. It's kind of cool to see the different ideas and differences that come out of everybody. I mean, that's just modeling in general. Just anything and everything modeling is cool to see what everybody comes up with, what perks your imagination, what perks your interest a little bit, and where your mind takes you. and it's just cool to see the differences, what have you. But with that in mind, I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to try to get this video on this weekend and let everybody kind of have a little gander at this little hot rod. This would be a fun one to drive, I know that. Be fun to rip down a 1/4 mile on this, probably with front wheels up in the air and smoke bellowing out from behind the car. Do like they did back in the old days, just let her rip. Be a fun ride to hang on to. With that in mind, everybody, we'll catch you all later. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, click the like button, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know your ideas. Have you done anything like this? Or have you built this car? What have you done with it, etc., etc.? Let me know. Have that in mind, and everybody take care. And if you're in a colder climate like I am, hope you're all staying warm. If you're in a warmer climate, well, I envy you. Wish it was warm here. But that in mind, keep it between the lines, and we'll see you on the corner. Take care, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye.